New developments in the corruption case against a suspended county leader. How the district attorney is firing back against claims he broke the law to strengthen his case. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jovita Moore.
I'm Justin Farmer, and DeKalb County District Attorney Robert James is calling claims by ousted CEO Burrell Ellis meritless. New at 6, Channel 2's Erica Byfield's live in Decatur with the DA's other stern words and the shocking move that we just learned Ellis's defense has made. Erica?
Yeah, Justin, let me bring you up to speed. Late last week, Ellis's team accused the DA of wrongdoing, as you mentioned. They say that he broke the law in his efforts to pursue a case against Ellis. And then today we learned that Ellis's team actually subpoenaed the DA.
It's incredibly rare, if not, it just doesn't happen.
That's how Georgia State University professor Jessica Gable sizes up the latest twist in the corruption investigation that involves DeKalb County suspended CEO Burrell Ellis. Recent court filings lay out District Attorney Robert James's attempt to get a judge to squash the subpoenas that Ellis sent him and his chief communications officer. The defendant's subpoenas can be reasonably construed to be harassing and retaliatory.
If you have to testify in the case, you can't also be a lawyer in the case.
Just last week, Ellis's team made some bold claims about the DA. In his zeal to destroy CEO Ellis, he has committed criminal acts. District Attorney Robert James is responding. Any allegation of wrongdoing on behalf of the district attorney is flatly denied and deserves no more comment than that. Ellis's team wanted James to recuse himself from the case. The defense says that James broke the law when he asked a confidential informant to audio and video record Ellis without his knowledge. Ellis is facing charges for allegedly shaking down county vendors for campaign contributions. The newly filed documents also confirm that Kelvin Walton, the man named as an unindicted co-conspirator in the special grand jury report, failed a polygraph test. We first reported questions about Walton's truthfulness last week.
I actually don't find that terribly surprising. He's an unindicted co-conspirator. It's essentially like an onion. There are so many layers, and every one you peel off, it just keeps getting more and more stinky. It'll be interesting if we actually ever get to the real case.
And it was right outside this courthouse on the day that the DA's office raided Ellis's home and office that I talked to the CEO here. He professed his innocence that day, and he continues to maintain his innocence. Both sides are going to square off inside of this courtroom, inside of this courthouse, I should say, on January 23rd for a motions hearing. In DeKalb County, Erica Byfield, Channel 2 Action News.
And just into us, we have been able to get our hands on the grand jury testimony by Ellis. Investigative reporter Jody Fleischer has been looking over this paperwork for the last hour or so. Jody, you have at least one interesting discovery here.
We do, Justin, and in fact, we're still taking the time to go through it. Take a look at it. It's about 330 pages. It is the word-for-word transcript of what former CEO Burrell Ellis told the special grand jury when he testified a year ago. Now, that testimony was the same day investigators from the district attorney's office executed search warrants at his home and office, carrying out boxes of evidence in a simultaneous criminal investigation. Now, since then, Ellis's attorneys have been fighting to keep his testimony at the civil grand jury from being used against him in the criminal case. Now, in June, a criminal grand jury indicted Ellis on 15 counts, including extortion and theft, based largely on recordings of the CEO allegedly interfering in the awarding of county contracts and shaking down county vendors for campaign contributions. We now know he told the grand jury that the CEO is not involved in the procurement process and the awarding of contracts. He also testified that when raising campaign funds, he tries not to approach people who have county contracts or are in the process of bidding for county contracts because he doesn't want people to misread that. Now, last year, a Channel 2 investigation compared the contracts and bids with his campaign donations and found roughly $500,000 came from those kinds of sources. Now, Ellis has denied any wrongdoing, and his attorneys are trying to keep any of his own words from being used against him at trial. We will continue to go through this lengthy document and bring you more of what he said as we find it. Live in the newsroom, Jody Fleischer, Channel 2 Action News.
All right, Jody, and we have more details on the Ellis case, including some key dates here for you. Investigators raided the CEO's Stone Mountain home and his county office January of last year. In June, a grand jury indicted Ellis on felony charges of pressuring vendors to make campaign donations. His attorneys tried to keep the grand jury report private. A judge released it in August.